that don't, for those of us that don't know Cindy, well, first of all, welcome to our monthly Magic Mixer. Tonight, we are honored to present Cindy Holt. Cindy Holt promotes healing from within using a wide variety of modalities. She's been trained in traditional nursing, massage and acupressure, guided imagery, the Silva method, healing touch, and various traditional Native American ceremonies. And her interests include hiking, biking, puzzles, meeting new friends, and small gatherings. So tonight, we are thrilled to have her talk about harmonizing and balancing your body and your environment for better health. Cindy's going to help us recognize dis-ease in the mind and body, and that can have many facets. The body is a self-healing mechanism that sometimes needs energetic adjustments to center and balance. She's had a tremendous amount of success in helping people with their healing in a number of situations, including acute and chronic illness, physical and emotional trauma, brain fog, depression, and chronic pain, to name a few. So with that, I am going to turn it over to Cindy. So enjoy this wonderful topic.
Thank you very much. And I'm excited to introduce you to this amazing science that we call biogeometry. That's basically what I'm going to talk about for the most part tonight. I would like everyone to put themselves into speaker view. It's the upper right-hand corner, the word view. And if you click on that, then you'll be able to see me and only me. But that's because I have some things to demonstrate and I want you to be able to see them. And therefore, yeah, everybody will probably want to be muted just because if you make any kind of noise, then the yellow screen that's you will pop on, and that drives everybody crazy. Back and forth. Okay, so I would also like you to jot down any questions that you have as we go. I'm happy to answer them all at the end. If you have any questions at all, we'll just save them to the end. Otherwise, I kind of get off my train and then I get nervous. So we don't want that. So I'm excited to introduce you to this amazing science. Some of you may have heard of it. It's becoming more and more popular around the world. Dr. Ibrahim Karim is the man who began the research in Egypt about 50 years ago. And since it started in Egypt, it's more well known in Europe and the Middle Eastern countries. And it's been slowly spreading its way around the rest of the world. We do have a school of biogeometry in North Carolina, actually, up in Asheville. I do need to tell you, I'm not a licensed practitioner. I'm an advanced student. Biogeometry has some rules around this, mostly to protect the general public and those who already have licenses. It is quite a complicated procedure to get a license, so I can understand why he would want them protected. You can hire a licensed practitioner to harmonize your home. It's rather expensive to do so. And it is really a lot of fun to take the courses. The first course, the foundation course, is where you learn how to harmonize your own home. And that's really an eye-opener. That was so much fun to kind of discover where the bad energy, if you will, was hiding out and how to harmonize it so that the house feels much calmer and things just go better. The dogs are calmer, everybody's calmer. So biogeometry is a science of quality that works with the subtle energy field. We don't count things to find a bigger score. We assess quality using specially designed tools that have been manufactured to highly researched specifications to help detect the wavelengths of energy that we can't see with our eyes. Roughly 90%, 96% of what's out there is out of our detection. So in practical terms, this is a mouthful now, biogeometry is a science of quality oops, I'm sorry. It is the science of detecting the harmonizing universal energy quality that is found in sacred power spots, where they built all of the churches in Europe and the Middle East, and places here that we call sacred. The Indians called several places a sacred power spot. These power spots actually have a measurable energy that we can detect with our tools. So this thing that is the harmonizing universal energy quality is what we call BG3, and it is at the center of all natural energy systems. We can replicate and amplify the effects of this very special energy quality through the use of shapes, colors, sounds, numbers, and motion to harmonize biological energy systems. And we also study the balancing effects of this special energy quality on our inner and our outer environments. We can get very specific with this study too. It's most interesting. So common applications that people have used biogeometry for include personal growth. You certainly will learn a lot about yourself and how you react to the environment around you. Spiritual science research and exploration. I've always loved that. Holistic therapies, that's a big part of my life. Architecture, Dr. Karim is a licensed architect in Egypt, and he builds buildings that are based on biogeometry principles, which means that they start out in a very balanced way, and they are not subject to a lot of the disturbing electromagnetic waves that are all over the atmosphere at this point in our existence. It's also part of it is something called radiesthesia, which is dowsing. It isn't quite water dowsing. It's the way the ancient ones found the sacred power sites where they built their town centers and their churches. And that is taught by the French, radiesthesia. It's a kind of dowsing and energy work. And also biogeometry is used in agriculture and animal husbandry. So Dr. Karim has done several studies. I think if you go to biogeometry.com, you can see some of the studies that have been done, but he actually was growing sweet potatoes in seawater using biogeometry shapes in the water that would actually cause the plants to flourish. And also with animals, the animals have much fewer diseases. They're much easier to keep healthy when biogeometry is applied to their living conditions. They also have found that you can use much less pesticides and herbicides and artificial fertilizers when you're using biogeometry in the fields. And because everything has a shape and therefore energy, you can use biogeometry to balance anything. Even sound has a shape. Have you ever heard of semantics? It is the study of the shape of sound, basically. So they would take a flat plate and put fine sand or powder on the plate, and then put that plate on top of a speaker and play a recording, musical recording, and the sand or the powder will actually take on the shape of the sound. It's quite fun to do. It's a fun little experiment. One of the principles that we use a lot of is called the law of resonance. A good example of that law is readily apparent when the C note on a piano is struck and all the other C strings start resonating or vibrating at that same frequency. This happens in the world, in the universe, through all sensory scales and on all dimensions. So I like to tell my coconut milk story here. In foundation class, we are encouraged to go through our home environment and pick out foods that we think are really good for us and that we really like, and then test them with our pendulums. And I have been using coconut milk for quite some time because I like the taste of it better than most of the others. And I don't even use that much, maybe a little in a smoothie or maybe cereal, which I don't eat much of. So I got out my pendulum and I'm checking my personal wavelength, and I'm getting a nice swing with my pendulum. And then I put my hand on top of the carton of coconut milk, and it stops, and it goes the opposite direction. It goes counterclockwise. And I'm like, what? Coconut milk isn't good for me? And I've been drinking it all these years? Oh no. So then I thought, do I have to throw it all away? Because of course, as we were talking, I do shop at Costco quite a bit, and I buy that stuff by the case. Well, I thought, well, no, we can balance with color and with numbers. So I thought, well, first I'm going to try color. And I had already done testing on me, and I knew that the color that was most harmonious with me is blue. So I took a blue dot, one of those little paper dots you buy at the stationery store, and I put it on the carton of coconut milk. And then I measured again, and it was a strong clockwise rotation. So good. When it's balanced, it is good for me. So then I thought, well, what about all the other boxes that are in that case? So I went out and I got a couple of those, and they all had a strong rotation. So because they all came in a pack together, they had that resonance going. So then I thought, well, what would happen if I get a new case? Are they still in resonance? No, they're not. So every time I get a new case, I have to put a blue dot on top of the case. And I do test them periodically to make sure this is still true, because that's one thing with biogeometry is we're taught to continually test things just to make sure that nothing's changed. Because little things can change you're not aware of, and that would change the dynamics of the situation. So I thought that was a fun story about how resonance really is important. So true harmony exists when the energy exchange between the body and its environment is balanced. Biogeometry centers and balances through a process of transcendental connection to higher archetypal spiritual dimensions. So that's on all planes of nature and their subplanes. We use a tool that we call the human archetype ruler, which I'm going to briefly demonstrate how it's used, but exactly how it works, you're going to have to trust me that the science is good and the results are replicatable. I have a friend in California who took the course with me at the same time, and we often test using our own instruments in our own house on the same things, and we get the same results. And so long as you are using the method and the method that you're using is solid, the results don't matter who's doing it. I'd like to lightly introduce, I will get back to the human archetype ruler in a little bit when I do all of the various devices we have. I would like to introduce lightly the concept of negative green. So you all may know that we only see about 4% of the light spectrum. And if you were to take that light spectrum and lay it out on a line, the green would be in the center between blue and yellow. And then the rest of them would go out from there. If you put that same light spectrum into a circle, like on a disc, and I hope you can see that, then green is at the top, and between blue and yellow, and negative green is at the bottom. If you change the shape to a dome, here's a diagram of what you'd find. So negative green is at the base of the dome. This is why a lot of the churches, mosques, synagogues have domes, is because the ancient ones, particularly in Egypt, knew that negative green is a carrier wave and it's coming out of the bottom. So negative green has its good and its bad. As it is a negative green is a carrier wave, so it does carry all the way down into the earth. As all waves, it has a vertical and a horizontal dimension and movement. So generally speaking, horizontal negative green. So when it's going this way, it is benevolent to life. It is predominantly found in nature, and it is good for life, especially animals and humans. It is a component of what we call BG3, that essence of life force, and it is present in beneficial Earth radiation. Vertical negative green, on the other hand, is primarily found in man-made electrical devices of all kinds and is harmful to life. Think of EMF and the emissions of cell phone towers and how we know they're harmful to the living cells and animals, although the cell phone companies apparently are allowed to tell us that's not true, despite the fact that there have been countless studies showing that it is true. It is connected to states of disease. It is the energetic component of negative mental practices. And it is so dehydrating that prolonged exposure causes death by dehydration or cancer, as happened to an early researcher in the negative green research. This was back in the late 1800s. A researcher died when he was in his laboratory all night testing for negative green over and over and over again, and they found him dead in the morning. A small amount of vertical negative green is found in Earth radiation and can be harmful to humans depending on how we interact with it. If we have our house on a ley line that contains vertical negative green, that obviously isn't a very good thing. So back in the olden times, like 10, 20,000 years ago, they actually tested before they put a house anywhere to make sure that the property line, the ley lines, which are kind of like meridians that go through us, acupuncture meridians, ley lines are like that for the earth. So that can be very harmful to humans. Ants and wasps, on the other hand, love it. They thrive in it. So one of the ways that we use our outdoor stand on occasion is to stick that outdoor stand in the middle of a red ant nest. I did that last year and they haven't been back, so I'm hoping that they're going to stay away. But, you know, nature uses her resources for all kinds of things, and so nothing's really good or bad. It's just vertical negative green is not good for humans and not good for animals, and for many plants too. It will also adversely affect trees, for example. So at this point, I would like to, I'm going to have to move my is everyone still here? All right. So you can see my board? Yes? Okay. All right. The first tool, how do I do that? Okay. The first tool I'll talk about is this thing here. This is called an eye cup. It's Ibrahim Karim's universal pendulum. He invented it. You probably could find well, that didn't help me any. You probably could find something similar on Amazon. I've seen them, but it is not the right thing. The only place you can buy one of these is from Biogeometry. They are manufactured to extremely specific specifications. The spacing between each of the little discs, the number of the discs, the shape of the dome in the center here, all of this has great meaning, and it all makes it do what it does. So the main thing this thing detects is wavelengths. So if I wanted to measure my personal wavelength, I just dangle this and give it a little to and fro and let the string get longer until it starts to spin clockwise. So that is my personal wavelength right there. Then if I wanted to test something, if it was good for me, if it was bad for me, if I don't have anything right here that's especially bad for me, even my cell phone won't cause my cell phone's harmonized. I was showing some people earlier today what would happen. So right now I'm just thinking about the cell phone that other man had, and it goes it's going the counterclockwise. Can you see the difference? Whatever it is that you're focused on, I'm going back to me. There we go. It's now going clockwise again. Whatever it is you're focused on is what you're measuring. This device can be used for a number of things. We test, for example, if I take this person, this is my friend in California. I take her and she has a tumor, a salivary tumor. And so we've been testing her for various viruses. This happens to be the mumps virus. So if I take her and I get her wavelength, there we go, and I point to this virus, you can see it immediately goes counterclockwise. Can you see the difference? So we know that there is a component of her tumor, her salivary tumor, that has the mumps. We've already tested this. We know that for a fact. So there are various ways, therefore, that I can test what we can do to fix this. We have many tools. I could add numbers of dots to the equation. I can add biosignatures. I can add a clearing card. There's a number of things that we can do, that we are doing, but I just wanted to show you the difference between, so you see there's her wavelength, just Vicky alone, and then when I touch the mumps, it goes counterclockwise immediately. So there is still an imbalance for her. When the device is open like this, what I'm measuring are the 10 qualities. And you see that, and maybe you can't see the numbers, but this is 1 through 10. And these dots represent the qualities of BG3. So I could just, she has great BGQ1, BGQ2. So if she's missing any of these qualities, yep, she's missing quality 4. So then I can take this line and I complete the horizontal part of the grid, and now it is actually sending BG3 to her, and we are correcting this missing bit of BG quality. Takes about 20-30 seconds, and then go back again. There's 1 is good, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we've corrected it. And looks like all the others are doing fine. So that is just, I'm just testing Vicky's subtle energy system in general. I can check. I can use organ strips. I could place, so this virus is in her salivary gland. I can just put that organ strip on there, and then I can test that. I can test that on just in general, or I can test it on planes of nature. The planes of nature strip goes from the physical, the vital, the emotional, and then mental, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the 3 spiritual planes, planes of existence. Then if you want to get really detailed, which you do because you want to make sure you clear everything, you use the subplane clearing cards. So then we get into, we're clearing the mental, physical, vital, and emotional subplanes. So why do we care about planes and subplanes? Because that's where a lot of our emotions hide. And emotions, as I've found in my emotion code work, are really where it's at when it comes to the basis of a lot of disease. But by clearing the energy level from the outside in, we always start in the spiritual and come in. By clearing each level, each layer, you are actually kind of unpeeling the energy imbalance that started the physical thing. So we were able to do a number of things with my health, and thus far the salivary tumor is stubborn, and so we are continuing to work on that. And that's basically what you do in this work, is you try something else. If that doesn't produce something on the physical level, you find another way in. It's really interesting. It takes some time, it takes some patience, but it really is fascinating. And her tumor actually speaks to her. When we're getting close, it gets bigger and harder. And then when we get lukewarm again, it gets softer and starts to recede a little bit. So I personally think that we need to stop trying to attack it. It's hard for her to understand that you don't always attack things that you want to get rid of, that things need to be accepted. We have a thing called the horizontal pendulum. I mentioned it briefly. That's what this thing is, except that I changed the top of it. The original horizontal pendulum has colors labeled all the way around so that I can test to see, am I a blue person? Am I a yellow person, or whatever I am? So this actually becomes another tool now that I have the new top on it. The horizontal pendulum, though, detects light colors, and it can be used to find what colors you most resonate with. It emits BG3, so you can intentionally take it and rotate it over. Suppose you have a thyroid problem, you could, I don't, so it doesn't spin. But you could, anything that you have a problem. Does anyone in the group have a little something going on, a little pain, a little, any little thing? Okay, Celeste and Marie.
I have some difficulty with my shoulder.
Okay, I'm going to just focus on you. Is that your right shoulder, correct?
Correct.
Okay, I'm just going to focus on that. And you can see it's starting to spin. There it goes. When it stops spinning all by itself, it's done. Did that change anything? A little bit? Good. Marie, did you have anything?
Yeah, I've had trouble with insomnia for decades,
Ah.
like really severe insomnia.
Well, I don't think this is going to help you right in the moment.
Well,
It
the
works.
restless, it's kind of caused by restless legs, so I don't know if that is,
Do you
that's the
have a
trigger.
sense where the restless legs come from? Lower back, or do you have lower back problems?
Yes.
Okay, so put your hand on your lower back and focus on it, and I'm going to focus on you.
Okay.
if I hold it up, it is spinning. I know you're having a hard time seeing that. It's still spinning. Okay. Check it out. Did you notice anything?
It feels more relaxed.
Okay, yeah.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah, this is just, it's just a tool. It would be used in combination with other things. So if I were working with you on the human archetype ruler, for example, I would put your photograph here in this egg shape because circles contain BG3 and eggs are actually 2 circles in one. And so that means there's a lot of BG3 in circles, which is good. And so then I would maybe put a strip of a back. I have organ strips of all sorts of things, but I would put the strip that's appropriate for your, I just saw it. Oh, well, doesn't matter. I would put there it is, spine. I would put the spine in this little place here, and then I would test it and I would see if all of the BG3 that is there is of good quality, of excellent quality, meaning it's all strong. And we go through all of the levels. I have to test all 10 for each level on the strip and then test all of them for all of the subplanes as well. So it is a fair amount of work, but I'm really hoping that by continuing to participate in these experiments that I'm helping the community, the biogeometry community, get closer and closer to making a really viable therapy out of this. Now, the other pendulum we have here let's call this the BG16. It does only one thing. It needs to be just about 4 fingers from your fingertips to the top. And then I can measure BG16. Now, this is a fun thing. So this plain old glass of water that I have right here has no BG3. It's just a plain old glass of tap water. Okay, so I'm going to do something with it. I'm going to put this down. I'm going to turn this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Look at that. We have BG3. It's demonstrating how motion adds BG3 to inanimate objects. So you can do this with water just before you drink it, because it's not going to last very long. But if you drink it immediately, you're ingesting some BG3. If you do it with your food, every time you put food on a plate, turn it in small increments 8 times clockwise. It will put BG3 into the food, and that will increase the life force of the food and the water or your beverages. So, and you don't have to measure anything. It always works. And the other thing that was quite an eye-opener for many of us in the class now, a good old pyramid. Y'all heard about the wonderful qualities of pyramids, right? Right? Don't believe it unless they're corrected. So the basic pyramid shape in and of itself actually contains vertical negative green, really bad. And I got out my vertical pendulum. I could show you it has vertical negative green. Please take my word for it, because I don't want to do that this time of night. It's really hard on your energy system. But one thing I can show you is that uncorrected, this pyramid has absolutely no BG3. There is no clockwise rotation, nothing. Now, after taking this class and learning that you can harmonize a pyramid to make it have BG3, I put my little 4 blue dots on the base. So now when I put this together, the pyramid actually is harmonized. And so look at that. So you'll think of the Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt. And they use it as a place to worship, you know, as a sacred place. So you go up in a drone. We actually got to see pictures. And there is a line drawn from the tip of the pyramid all the way to the center of the base on each side. And it is quite, I mean, it's not something that you can really see from the ground. You have to see it from above, but they're like indentations, a line that goes straight down. So the Egyptians knew that in order to make this a sacred place, a place of healing and worship, that they had to harmonize the pyramids. Some pyramids, on the other hand, are not harmonized on purpose, because remember how the negative green comes out of the base of the dome. If you don't harmonize that dome, negative green goes into the center of the base, vertical negative green, and that's really very unhealthy and dehydrating. But where did the Egyptians put their dead pharaohs that they wanted to preserve, but at the bottom of an unharmonized pyramid, so that it would dehydrate the bodies and they last forever that way? That's why some of these 20,000-year-old mummies look like they were born yesterday. Very interesting. Okay. So I guess that's probably enough confusion for the day. There's just a lot of things that you can do to harmonize a person's energy field. It's sometimes hard to know where to start with someone. And so we get out the anatomy chart and you find where is the problem. You can go all the way down to individual cells. I have helped a number of animals. It's quite remarkable with animals because they don't have any judgment on this at all. And it's helped people too. So it's definitely a fun thing. And I use it along with emotion release when I do my emotion code with people, because I find that it helps to release the emotions faster and more deeply, thus faster results. So questions, and if not, we'll go to our meditation.
Thank you so much. That was super fascinating. I'm sure there are a lot of questions. I actually wrote down a bunch myself. But first, I just want to say thank you. I was trying to keep all of that in my head.
I know it's,
And but it's super fascinating. And I'm looking forward to exploring this more. I have a lot of questions, but I'm just going to ask one, and then I'm going to turn it over to our lovely group. The horizontal pendulum that you were using and that you used on Celeste and Marie, does that, when that's moving, is that a clearing device?
yes, it is a, where is my, oh, there it is. It is a clearing device, and it uses, you can't really see it very well, I don't think, but it's got a whole bunch of lines on it. A whole bunch of.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so it uses multidimensional clearing, centering and clearing beyond duality. So it is a very potent clearing device. So that is exactly what it does. So
That-
it's something that you use often until it gets cleared and stays cleared. In the meantime, use something like the Hyer to fine tune exactly where it is even more, so that you can be more specific with what you're visualizing while you're using it. But it's also interesting that you don't have to be present in the room with people for it to work.
Yeah. So each of the different pendulums are different ways of approaching the dis-ease, whatever it is, whether
Well-
it's the physical body or the mental, emotional body, spiritual body in the space itself.
Correct.
So
In
can
their
you
own-
use
yeah.
that horizontal one like in an environment, or is that specific to people?
Yes, you can clear environments with it. Yes. Bodies of water. A friend of mine here who does biogeometry, she's the person who told me about it. She's been working on the river. She lives on the Neuse River. So she's been working on clearing it. She did a very interesting experiment where she took 2 mason jars and filled them with river water, and then used the this is called the BG28 when it has this disc on top. She used the BG28 on it for a time until it stopped spinning. And when she was done and she and she looked at the water upside, you turn the jar over, you go, the color of the water in the treated one was much different than the basic crummy river water.
And could a single person do that for a large body of water, or does it require, or is that where the experimentation continues?
That's where you'd need a bunch of people doing it
A bunch
along
of
the
people
bank.
working along the
Mhm.
river.
And also in the center of the river, people in boats would also have to be.
Need to, got it. Okay,
But
wow.
it works. It's just a matter of
Yeah.
getting the.
It's cool to like devise a huge one and just like get all the.
Yeah, well, if we
Put one on,
keep up
over here, put it over the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Mediterranean, the Black
Right,
Sea.
right.
So who else has questions for Cindy?
I do.
Mhm.
Cindy, you had mentioned that anything can be harmonized.
Correct.
Okay. And so how do you learn what it is for example, if I want to know how I would harmonize something, how does that work?
Well, the ideal thing would be for you to take the foundation course. It really isn't that hard, and it isn't that expensive. I've taken a lot more expensive courses than this one, and they give you the tools and then they teach you how to use them. It would, because we don't live in the same area, that's something doing the house I'd have to be there for. But basically we have many tools. There's probably 50 or 60 tools that I haven't even brought out that we use, and the more advanced you get. So if I went to practitioner level, there's like 8 or 9 more tools that I'd get in that course.
So it's not simple as
It's not very,
figuring out your color and then putting a colored dot on something.
well, it could be, but you see, you have to have the tools to test that.
Right.
Because, for
Right.
example, in this room, we had to do a room, and so I have a massage table I have in this room. So I have colored dots on it because I wanted to harmonize the table. So it emitted BG3. And then I don't think you can see. No, on top of the drum, there's a yellow dot on the wall on top of the drum. But it was all put there in order to find which color where produced the most BG3 in the room. So we have all of these tools to measure BG3 in a room and in a person, and et cetera, et cetera. So there's a lot to it. The classes are not short. There are 16 2 to 3 hour videos to watch for each course.
It's very fascinating. I feel somewhat drawn to it, and I use a pendulum all the time. But when you showed that pendulum, it was like something pinged in me.
Well,
You know.
that's how I got hooked. I'll tell you what.
So for a non-practitioner such as myself, if I want to dip my baby toe
Mhm.
nail in,
Right?
what would you recommend?
Well, so I would have you send me a photograph, a little selfie of you. It can be you at any age. It could be you just as you were being born. But the only thing is in the picture, there can only be you. Because then I'm going to take your wavelength off your photo. And from there, I would find out what's wrong with the toe. So I would test a whole bunch of variables, is this make you stronger or weaker or whatever? And then we'd say, okay, so what do we need to balance that out so that we don't destroy bacteria or viruses or anything in this biz? We harmonize you so that those things can live, because that's all they want to do is live, the fungus or the whatever it is, it just wants to live. So you can live, but you can't harm me in the process. Makes sense?
Yes, thank you. I mean, I have lots of questions, but I'll stop here for the moment.
Okay, well, anyone can call me anytime and ask me anything, so.
Oh,
We
okay.
can tag team her, Janice, because I have a lot of questions too.
Yeah.
Are there any other
Jody
yeah.
had a question.
Yeah, when you said personal wavelength, is that the same thing as like your aura or your vibrational frequency? What exactly do you mean
It
by
is
the
your
personal-
vibrational frequency, yes,
Okay.
yes. And everyone's is a little different, and so you find it by just continually lengthening the string. I'm using a necklace because the string got ratty until it spins. And then you test it by taking it away, and then it should spin again.
And then you mentioned BG3 several times, and I think I missed what the importance of that being.
Okay, well,
present.
BG3 is, I love Dr. Kareem's exact. Okay, so BG biogeometry is the science of detecting the harmonizing universal energy quality. That's what BG3 is, the harmonizing universal energy quality.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Well, I have lots of questions too, but I'm enjoying listening to your guys's.
Okay, there I am.
I think
Okay.
Carol, yeah.
You said that wasps, I think, or bees, they like
Yeah.
very much the negative. Now, I have a wasp problem. So
Wow.
how do I get rid of it? Because I don't like to kill
Sure.
what is living. I just want to go out.
Yeah, I understand. We have these things, and I'm pretty sure that anyone, no, maybe not, because it has a dial on it. The problem is that they don't sell the tools to just anybody, especially the ones that require dealing with.
Yeah.
There is a dial on top of the outdoor stand that you have to have a tool to test with in order to know that it's in the right spot. So if you found someone around you who knows biogeometry that could buy the stand for you, then come out and set it for you.
So just by doing it, they would go away.
Well, so far as I said, the red ants. Now, we had red ants in the house. We had red ants all over the backyard. Every time you walked out there, you'd have them biting you on the leg. And I was worried about the dogs. And so I did find the ley lines and everything. But I said to my instructor, this ain't working. And he said, put it in the ant's nest. That's bold. Okay. They haven't been back. So
I won't try with the wasps.
no, I wouldn't. But, it would be interesting on your property though, to have someone come and test to see where all of the vertical negative green is coming from. My friend who lives here, who does biogeometry, was asked, because she's also a feng shui master, to come out and harmonize their house, because she has every kind of snake North Carolina has in her backyard, on her porch. in her front yard, in her driveway, everywhere.
I love Canada. We don't have
No
that.
snakes, I know. But I've lived here a year and I've seen a couple of black snakes, which are just, constrictors. They're just harmless little things. I mean, we have snakes, and if you go tromping around in a swamp, you're going to find them. But I just can't imagine having all those snakes. And so I told Maura, I said, I think there's more there than just vertical negative marine. I think some of those negative mental practices might be going on there too.
Okay.
But
Well,
you can
we
get
are-
rid of,
Sorry, Cindy, go ahead.
I said, you can get rid of them. It's just going to take someone who knows what they're doing to have the right tools there.
Mhm.
But there are
As-
people in Canada who do this. I know that for a fact. There was someone in my class. So
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Could you maybe find that out on the website, biogeometry.com?
you probably could. You could also do a Google search for biogeometry practitioner.
Mhm. Mhm. Thank you.
I noticed your necklace too.
It's
Do you
it
want to share what
harmonizes
that is?
me. So the necklace has all sorts of biosignatures on both sides, and it is particularly useful against 5G. The little L90 that I wear with it actually keeps it from getting impregnated by energy. Once it's impregnated, it won't work as well. We use these little clearing plates every night to clear our cell phones. What do I do with my silly thing? Well, they're just little square pieces of plexiglass, but they have special writing on them, and they will clear, like my cell phone has a sticker and it has to be cleared
Mhm.
every day so that it doesn't get impregnated, and it does not emit vertical negative green. I know this because I have other people hold their cell phone and they go counter rotating, and I say, here, hold mine, and it doesn't hurt them at all. So that's kind of cool.
But you have to clear it every day?
You have to clear it to keep from getting impregnated with energy, because
So,
anything will impregnate.
so
Even-
on their site, you can buy those stickers, but does it tell you that you have to clear it?
Behind it sends you a plate to clear it with. You get a plate
cool.
included. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Done, and super done.
Yep. Yep. That's right.
That's cool, because I worked with different things for so many things. I've been having them on my cell phone practically since I've had a cell phone, and I have in front of my doors and on my routers and all these other things, not necessarily this man's stuff, but on the same, equivalent wavelength.
Right.
But the ones that I had from my phones in the early days are like nothing. When you put them up to this phone, they're like, oh, my bad. Exit now.
Right.
I ain't going near that. So it's definitely interesting. I haven't found one, even though I have several that needs my approval. So
We have
looking forward to
stickers
try it.
that you put on your power lines and on your fuse box, and also on your water line as it comes in, because as water moves, it also brings energy, and it can create vertical negative green. And then for mirrors and windows, we have little stickers that are in the shape of this L90. And so you
I'm
can,
really drawn to that symbol L90. I don't know why.
it's a very powerful symbol, actually.
Yeah,
And you can buy these. Anyone can buy these. Anyone can buy the necklace, for that matter. And they all come with charging trays.
interesting. Cool.
And that-
I think it's on my hand or something.
So
I have more questions.
we are approaching the 6 o'clock. Well, it's actually 6 o'clock now.
Mhm.
So perhaps we should wrap up the Q&A. And Cindy, I did hear you say earlier that you had a meditation. I just want to.
I do. I'm okay with it.
Everybody
because-
is okay. And of course you, as our lovely presenter, are okay going a little over. And if you're not, you can always just exit quietly stage left. But of course, any other questions that you have for Cindy, she has graciously offered to answer them for us. And you said via email or
you can call me. I think my phone
or
is on.
give her a jingle because her phone is working well.
Working very well. It's one of the few things that works well in North Carolina.
So without further ado, Cindy, please
Okay.
take us where you want us to
Okay.
go.
I thought
Everybody
that,
want to mute it, please, first?
yep. Okay. So I thought maybe we'd do the mirror of the mind. It's a Silva method exercise where you think of something that you don't like the way it is in your life. It could be a relationship. It could be a situation like you want to sell your car or something that isn't quite right now. And you have a really good idea of what it will be when it's perfect. So just think about that for a second. And close your eyes. Relax in your chair. We will begin this exercise with the 3-2-1 method. Find a comfortable position. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. And while exhaling, mentally repeat and visualize the number 3 times. Level 3 is for physical relaxation, to learn to relax from head to toe in a matter of seconds. To help you learn to relax physically at level 3, I'm going to direct your attention to different parts of your body. Concentrate your sense of awareness on your scalp, the skin that covers the back of your head. Release and relax all tensions and ligament pressures from this part of your head and place it in a deep state of relaxation that will grow deeper and deeper as we continue. Concentrate your sense of awareness on your forehead, the skin that covers your forehead. Release and relax all tensions and ligament pressures from this part of your head and place it in a deep state of relaxation that will grow deeper and deeper as we continue. Concentrate your sense of awareness on your eyelids and the tissues surrounding your eyes. Release and relax all tensions and ligament pressures in this part of your head and place it in a deep state of relaxation that grows deeper and deeper as we continue. Concentrate your sense of awareness on your face, the skin covering your cheeks. Now release and relax all tensions and ligament pressures from this part of your body and place this area in a deep state of relaxation that will grow deeper and deeper as we continue. Concentrate on the outer portion of your throat, the skin covering your throat area. Now place this area in a deep state of relaxation, allowing it to grow deeper and deeper as we continue. Concentrate within the throat area. Relax all tensions and ligament pressures from this part of your body and place it in a deep state of relaxation, going deeper and deeper every time. Concentrate your sense of awareness within your entire head and throat area. Imagine every cell, tissue, gland, and organ in this part of your body functioning in a healthy, rhythmic manner. Concentrate on your shoulders, arms, and hands. Feel your clothing in contact with your body. Relax all tensions and ligament pressures and place your shoulders, arms, and hands in a state of deep relaxation, going deeper and deeper every time. Concentrate on your back. Relax all tensions and ligament pressures and produce a state of relaxation in this part of your body, from your neck to the end of your spine. Imagine every cell and tissue in this part of your body, every muscle, every bone, every cell, to be functioning in a healthy, rhythmic manner. Concentrate on your chest, the skin that covers your chest area. Relax all tensions and ligament pressures and place your chest in a deep state of relaxation, going deeper and deeper every time. Concentrate within your chest area. Relax all organs, relax all glands, relax all tissues, even the cells themselves, and cause them to function in a healthy, rhythmic manner. Concentrate on the outside of your abdomen. Relax all tensions and ligament pressures and place your abdomen in a deep state of relaxation, going deeper and deeper every time. Concentrate within the abdomen. Relax all organs. Relax all glands. Relax all tissues, including the cells themselves, and cause them to function in a healthy, rhythmic manner. Concentrate on your thighs. Relax all tension and ligament pressures and place your thighs in a deep state of relaxation, going deeper and deeper every time. Imagine every single bone, every single joint in your body to be functioning in a healthy, rhythmic manner. Concentrate on your knees. Relax all tensions and ligament pressures and place your knees in a deep state of relaxation that goes deeper and deeper every time. Concentrate on your calves. Release all tensions and ligament pressures and place your calves in a deep state of relaxation, going deeper and deeper every time. To enter a deeper, healthier level of mind, concentrate on your toes. Enter a deeper, healthier level of mind. Now imagine every cell, tissue, gland, and system of your body to be functioning in a healthy, rhythmic manner, as whole and complete. Now take another deep breath, and while exhaling, mentally repeat and visualize the number 2 3 times. Level 2 is for mental relaxation, where noises will not bother or distract you. Instead, they will cause you to relax mentally more and more. To help you learn to relax mentally at level 2, I'm going to call your attention to different possible relaxing scenes. Experiencing any scene that makes you feel tranquil and passive helps you relax mentally. Experience this passive and relaxing scene using all of your sensing mechanisms from a holographic perspective, as if you are actually there. Be near water on a nice summer day, feeling the warm sun a gentle breeze, the sound of waves. This may be a passive and relaxing scene for you, a very relaxing scene for you. Or maybe swinging on a hammock may be a tranquil and relaxing scene for you. A tranquil and relaxing scene for you may be a walk on a beautiful day when the breeze is just right, where there are tall shade trees, beautiful flowers, a very blue sky, an occasional white puffy cloud, and birds are singing in the distance. Hear the birds singing in the distance. This is mental relaxation level 2, where noises will not distract you. To enhance mental relaxation at level 2, practice visualizing passive and tranquil scenes. Take another deep breath, and upon exhaling, mentally repeat and visualize the number 1 3 times. You are now at your alpha level, deep in your core, a deeper, healthier level of mind where you function from your center. To help you enter a deeper, healthier level of mind, I'm going to count from 10 to 1. On each descending number, you will feel yourself going deeper, and you will enter a deeper, healthier level of mind. 10, 9, feel going deeper and deeper. 8, 7, 6, deeper and deeper. 5, 4, 3, deeper and deeper. 2, 1. You are now at a deeper, healthier level of mind, deeper than before. You may enter a deeper, healthier level of mind by completely relaxing your eyelids. Relax your eyelids. A soft smile always helps to relax the muscles of the face and eyelids. Feel how relaxed they are. Allow this feeling of relaxation to flow slowly downward throughout your body, all the way down to your toes. It's a wonderful feeling to be deeply relaxed, a very healthy state of being. To help you enter a deeper, healthier level of mind, I'm going to count from 1 to 3 and cause a sound with my fingers. At that moment, you will project yourself mentally to your ideal place of relaxation. I will then stop talking to you. When you next hear my voice, it will not startle you, and it will be as if 1 hour of time has elapsed. You will take a deep breath, relax, and go deeper. 1, 2, 3. Project yourself mentally to your ideal place of relaxation until you hear my voice again. Relax. Relax. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, relax and go deeper. Now is the perfect time to help create a solution for a challenge you may have. Visualize a mental screen that is about 3 feet in front of you and about 20 degrees above eye level, so that you have to gently roll your eyes up just the slightest bit in order to see the screen. On the screen, project the image of a full-length mirror. This mirror can be as large as you need it to be. And place a blue frame around the outside of this mirror. Now in this mirror, I want you to place all of the details of the situation you wish to improve. Take your time. You may be detailed, but don't dwell. Just see the problem exactly as it exists now. Feel how much it makes you uncomfortable, unhappy, unsettled. Now, I want you to imagine that you can erase this image on this mirror. Take a cloth and maybe some Windex, and I want you to clean that mirror very thoroughly so that it's sparkling clean again. And you're going to move the entire mirror to the left, which symbolizes the future. Now, instead of blue, the frame is a white sparkling color. In this mirror, see the problem already solved. Feel as you will feel when the problem is 100% solved. It's just already been done. It was a miracle. It is very, very gratifying. You can't believe it, but it's true. Step into the situation so that you actually feel it firsthand. Hear what people are saying. What are you saying to them? Feel how excited you are, how happy you are. Maybe how relieved you are. Now I want you to put your thumb and the first two fingers of either hand together with your fingertips touching, all three fingertips touching in the same place. And experience the explosion of the powerful emotions that you are feeling right now. You do this so that anytime you want to relive this experience, you just need to put those three fingers together and it will be so. You may see this sparkling white framed mirror image multiple times during the day. It doesn't take very long. 20, 30 seconds is enough to remind yourself of exactly how excited you are now that this has happened. Never go back to the blue frame image, ever, for this situation. Only go to the white frame. The white sparkling frame is where the miracle has already happened. And it is so. Every time you function at these levels of the mind, you will receive benefits physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. You may use these levels of the mind to help yourself, to help your loved ones, and to help any living being that needs help, anywhere in the universe. You will always use these levels of the mind in a constructive, creative manner for all that is good, honest, pure, clean, and positive. And this is so. Every time you practice at these levels of the mind, your hearing and vision will improve. In a moment, I will count from 1 to 5 and cause a sound with my fingers. At that moment, you will open your eyes, feeling fine, in perfect health, feeling better than before. 1, 2, coming out slowly now. 3, on the count of 5, you will open your eyes, feeling fine, in perfect health, feeling better than before. 4, 5. Eyes open, feeling fine, in perfect health, feeling better than before.
Well, now that we're all relaxed, that was
Yes,
a delicious meditation. Thank you.
you're welcome.
And thank
All
you
my animals are
for
all
the
over.
evening. It was super fascinating and illuminating, and I think we all enjoyed it, and we'll be hitting you up with lots of
Good.
questions.
Please do. I love it. I love biogeometry.
Well, without further